Hello, everyone.
Hello.
We have Banana here. We're at Aquashella.
Yeah, fun.
We're excited to hang out with you guys.
Yes.
We're gonna have a lot of
actually
fun.
have four ladies.
Four ladies.
Four ladies. Yes, you have a bonus lady.
Oh, I'll turn this off. So sorry.
Are you watching a live stream? Can I watch it?
Yeah, I see.
Oh, look at that. That looks like
yeah.
a good
Oh
one.
gosh, look at Banana.
Mine is just stuck. Mine is
That's
just
so
waiting for
funny.
Aquashella.
Aw.
What are you
Good
waiting
morning.
for? Come on.
Wow, how is everybody today? It should be, what is it, noon Eastern time? I'm
Oh,
so
yeah, you're messed up.
confused with time, right?
Right now? Oh my gosh.
No, it's your turn. Wait, do you want me
Dang
to?
it, no.
Do you want me to do this
Guys, guys.
one now? Wait, I
So
should probably turn the
We're
volume
a
down.
little tired. We're a little tired, but excited. We're happy to be here. This is a lot of fun.
Definitely.
We're at Aquashella in Chicago. For those of you that are joining in and want to know what's kind of going on, we're going to talk about Bettas.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Up
maybe
here.
even green neon. So there you go.
Yeah.
We've mentioned Bettas and
It's
green
bananas.
neons.
I like discus too, if you want to talk about those.
Yeah, I like this now.
You know, I feel like the outsider here because you guys are from the Chicago area. And this is the first time I've actually ever been to Chicago.
Really?
Yes.
Well, and you haven't
Yeah.
even seen the city yet.
Yeah.
No.
Actually have,
I
that's
haven't.
terrible. You.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have not. And, you know, years past, John has been here without me because, well, everybody has probably heard that story where the last Aquashella, I didn't make it. I was sick. Had to
Yeah.
drive home from Richmond Airport
Oh.
while he came. And then he's been here for other events. But it's so amazing here, and your pizza is great. I love Chicago pizza.
Yay!
It's so
You gotta see the
good.
Shed Aquarium. The Shed Aquarium
Yeah.
is so cool because it's one of the oldest aquariums. So when you go in, there's this beautiful, like, intricate detail in, like, the doors, the handles, the bathrooms, the
Oh,
ceilings.
wow.
Like, everything is beautiful. Thank you for the kisses.
It sounds like a lot of fun.
It's a really cool, like, aquarium to visit.
How
I
far away
recommend
is it from here?
It's downtown,
It's downtown,
at Navy
so-
like near Navy Pierish.
Probably at
Gotcha.
least 45 minutes.
Okay.
The museum
On a good day.
campus.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of fun. John and I have some time to spare tomorrow, so maybe we'll check it out. Yeah.
I mean,
So,
it just-
Banana, what's your favorite part of Aquashella?
She's looking back there. She's like, I hear a sound. I must investigate. She got to hang out with the mermaids.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
that's
she's
why
a
she has
mermaid.
the costume.
You can't see it, but she's actually dressed up in a mermaid costume, and
She's
she's
beautiful.
beautiful. We love her.
Oh,
Hey,
I like the
Kasia.
comment. We're not expecting the adorable puppy dog. Banana, everyone thinks you're cute. She's like, I will. Do you want to tell them? She's like, I will tell the people. I will tell the people I love them very much and get pets. Oh, you can see her outfit now.
Yeah.
There we go. It's
the
very,
mermaid.
very magical and sparkly.
The mermaid, the magical
Aw.
mermaid. Kisses, thank
Oh,
you.
she's the
gonna sit.
cutest.
Yeah.
Kasia, has she
sugar.
met Diesel yet?
I don't think so.
Oh boy.
I think they would go. They would like.
we would know. I remember.
I think Diesel would be in love.
I love it.
Diesel-
Dog like live stream.
Diesel fell in love with Willow over at
Yes.
the Aquascape, remember?
Yeah.
Oh. Willow from Aquascape Inc. was really cute.
Yeah, I think they would have got along great.
Oh, we're having
All right,
a lot
let's
of
see
people
here.
join us. I'm so excited. I have my phone right here, so that's why I'll be looking behind the super secret subscribe pillow, and I'll be checking in on the comments while multitasking. I got a pet Banana. That is her payment for being cute. She requires many pets.
Okay, we have a question, and I'm gonna direct it to you guys.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. This is from Eduardo. Good morning, Eduardo.
Oh, good morning, Eduardo.
All right. Hey, ladies. Question for all three of you. So I guess we don't need Banana's response at this moment. Okay. I just watched the sorority tank on Ed's channel. What are your thoughts on those amazing female Bettas? Missing you totally.
Oh, it must be the one over there.
Yes.
With the
There's
lots and lots and lots.
and lots of.
I'll let you guys go first.
What was the end of the question? I heard sorority Bettas in the tank over there.
Right.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on those?
on those.
sorority like tanks.
It depends. I mean, I go back and forth between how I feel about sororities because in the past I've had some bad experiences, but currently right now from my current spawn, I'm keeping all the females together. They're in a 10-gallon. I haven't moved them yet, and they're doing really well. So part of me wants to see if maybe if I move them to a 20-gallon tall, they'll be more planted. Could I try to do a sorority again because they're all siblings, and will it work? I'm kind of open to experimenting, and if I see that there are some issues, I will, I'll sell them and like.
I
move
think
them around.
that's very smart.
It really depends. It's one of those tricky things because bettas are not necessarily social fish, but you can still kind of make it work.
Yes.
So I'm kind of like either or. What do you think?
You next.
Well, I've never had a sorority tank. We've never had a sorority tank, so we generally don't take questions on it. I know sometimes you can run into problems, especially if you have multiple bettas that are from different families that don't know each other, and then you just throw them all in the same tank. That can cause problems. I know it's always good to have a lot of different plants, a lot of different, breaking the sight lines. But that's all I can really speak to it.
So I'm going to go back to the question a little bit more because I feel very much the same as like you guys do. So I think having a huge, or a big tank with like a lot of betas in it that are like, hundreds and hundreds. I think it kind of gives the wrong impression, but I think it's absolutely beautiful. It's gorgeous. I don't think that people should run out and just do a sorority and throw a bunch of female betas in it because I've always been the kind of person that thinks you should start off with a single beta, get to know a beta, learn how to take care of a single beta, whether it's a female or a male, and learn the water parameters, learn their likes and dislikes first. And then when you do a beta sorority, I've done them in different ways. And I can tell you the way that works the least is getting a bunch of different adult females from different places that are from different spawns that have been in cups or containers or tanks all by themselves. And they're used to being alone, and then you throw all these females in a tank, what's going to happen? They're going to have attitude problems, and they're going to want to see who's more dominant, and then they're going to fight. Then if you don't have the right setup for them and they don't have their private areas to retreat to, they're going to get
Cranky.
That's a good way of saying it. So for me, sororities have worked with getting them as baby girls, even if they're not from from the same spawn, getting them extremely small and raising them together. That has worked for me. But I have found that I've had a couple males pop up because if you don't get them from the right place and they don't know how to sex them, you might get a male. So it's always good. Even if you don't find a male, it's always good to have a backup plan so you can put your females in another tank if you need to. Because you never know what's going to happen. Females are unpredictable.
Yeah.
But my most favorite tank that has been successful with no problems is a sorority that I got from Taylor from Simply Beta. And it was all sisters. They grew up together, they came to me together, and they have gotten along perfectly. So what you were saying, that has been my most successful tank along with my baby girls that came up together. And I've had them for years now, and they're doing great.
Good. Yeah.
Well, the sorority from Taylor I've only had for like a year and a half, and they're still doing very well too. So
one cool thing about like the having males pop up is they can also change their genders. So there was this really interesting study,
isn't it?
Yeah, there was a weird study that they actually did a space surgery on a bunch of female bettas. So they removed their ovaries, and then the crazy thing that happened was their testicles. They developed testicles, and then afterwards they were able to breed them to other females and produce a viable spawn. But all the offspring were female.
That's
so bizarre.
Really?
I'll have to find. I have that study printed out.
Super cool.
But I'll share that one. I need to make a video about that in the future. But that's a very interesting
great
thing.
Idea. Yeah, I love it. That's
But
so cool.
For the purposes, for example, for the venue and the show, so when you see the big Betta tanks here, it's practical. So when you have 1,000 bettas that you're bringing into a show, if you have to cup a bunch of males, it just makes sense to put bunch of plants and just overcrowd the females in a temporary solution, because there's going to be so many that there's not going to be a lot of aggression because it's a short-term situation.
No, I don't disagree with that. My only concern is I don't want people to get the wrong impression.
Yeah, they see it here and they say, I want a tank just like that.
Fish keeper. Yeah.
Oh, that's understandable.
That's the only thing I'm saying, because you are absolutely right. How the heck are you going to bring them all? That's a lot of females to cup each single one. And it's a beautiful tank. Absolutely beautiful. That, like I said, my only concern was I don't want people to get the wrong impression.
Yeah. Hopefully we help with that.
And a sorority tank you would consider not to be a beginner betta tank,
right,
correct?
Right.
Yeah, so if you're just a beginner betta keeper,
that's true.
Don't jump right into the sorority tank.
No.
All right,
nope,
good.
nope.
Banana's like, I'm just gonna nap for a little bit.
Hi,
She'll
Scott's
just
Aquatics.
disappear. For a
The
sec.
Zen Ginger says, banana!
She's like, I really like being petted. This is a lot of fun, but I also need to rest a little bit and cuddle.
Oh.
She's like, no, I'll pop back up.
Yes.
I'll pop back up for pets. I'll do it for the pets.
Okay. Duke Soul says, who is the collie? I love him, her. What? Say, I am Banana.
Oh, yeah.
From Creative Pet Keeping.
Yeah, she's a little lady. She's a border collie mix, we think. She's rescued from Paws, Chicago, and she's roughly 6 years old. And if you want to see more videos of her, I actually have a little older mini series called The Banana Show on my channel, Creative Pet Keeping, and you can watch her and she talks sometimes. She's very shy. She doesn't always talk, but sometimes in my videos she will.
It's so funny. Degenerate Fish Keeper said, females are unpredictable. I too have noticed this trend. Must be a female thing.
Yeah. I just think that if you think about in the wild, bettas tend to be kind of solitary. They're predators. They're ambush predators. So they spend a lot of time by themselves, kind of sneaking in between plants, hiding, and then catching food. And then they come together to breed.
Right.
They breed. They go their separate ways. And they'll see other bettas, but they'll have that distance.
Right.
So it's like once we try to recreate that space where they can see each other, they're comfortable, we can make it work. It's just a little different because that's not normally, they're not schooling or shawling fish. I think that would explain it better. But it's definitely possible. Just be careful, do your research.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
And have a backup plan.
Always have a backup
Always have a backup plan.
Oh yeah.
I think for a while there, I know a couple years ago, one of the things that bothered me was you mainly saw male betas in the stores.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted male betas because they were the flashy ones, the more colorful ones. And that's where I started thinking, well, what about the females? They need the love too.
Yeah.
They're beautiful and they need the love too. And I know that one of the people that we get our betas from the farm, I had asked them, I said, well, what do they do with the females? You get all these males in, but what do you do with the females? He said, to throw them to the chickens. And I was like, what?
Oh, no.
No, that's terrible. And I from then on, I was like, no.
Give me the females.
Well, I want them all. Give them all to me.
Save the whales, save the female bettas.
Certain farms, it's not all fish farms. I just want to clarify that, but certain farms also will treat their spawns with, they'll dose them with hormones, and that will chemically force a predominantly male spawn. But the interesting part is that it affects fertility. So that was why I always wondered when I started out my betta breeding series at the beginning, I used Petco fish. And my spawns were really small. I was like, I hear everyone getting spawns of 100, 300, 600 bettas.
Right.
And why did I only have 30? It's because I found that out by talking to a lot of breeders. I found out that those hormone treatments end up causing smaller spawns, but it also causes some aggression when they do have females that are sold.
Yeah.
So it's a very interesting thing.
And it is interesting because not all farms do that.
Yeah.
I know that the farm that I was talking to about it was in a different country than the one that I get my fish from now. So that kind of makes me feel better. Like, who throws female betas to chickens?
Yeah.
But I know. It's just that's the way it is, I guess, in some places.
So
I would love for there to be more popularity around like a community or a single tank where you just get a female, just like you would with a male.
That's what I do.
And just kind of like enjoy them as well, because they're spunky. I've encountered in some cases females that were more aggressive than males, which is actually another reason why sometimes sororities won't work, because sometimes you will get a female that is really, really, really aggressive. Sometimes you'll get a male that's just like, cool, I'm gonna hang out. One of my very first tanks, and where I started out, I was a beginner in the hobby. It was like over 10 years ago. I had a female sorority with a male.
Really?
And it was crazy because I got so lucky because I picked a really mellow male. So I would do like I have a little method. I'll put cups together at a store and I'll see who flares.
Right.
And I picked a male that would always swim away. Every time he saw the fish, he'd be like, nope, nope. And like after multiple cups, he was like, nope. And I was like, this might work. And then I put him in a floating breeding container so he could see the females. He got excited for like a week or two, and then after a while, he was like, nothing's gonna happen. And then that tank had a little bit of a higher flow. Yeah. So not too much, but enough that he couldn't create a bubble nest. So in like a weird situation, it worked, but I think I got really lucky. Like, I think it was sheer luck, and actually ended up removing that video from my channel eventually because I was worried that I would encourage other people to do it.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was one of those situations that sometimes you just get a fish that doesn't fit like their particular temperament requirements, I guess. So it was like a really lucky thing, but I don't think I'd be lucky enough to recreate that ever again.
That was a really good way to see if it would work. I think that's interesting. I've never thought about it that way.
I thought about it from like the behavioral modification, because I also did another experiment back in the day, and this actually got me in trouble because I shared it in a Betta Facebook group because I was like, this is really interesting, and then people were like, no, you can't show this will be a bad example. What I did is I had a 20-gallon tall, I had a male Betta in there, and then I had another male in one of those floating breeder boxes. So they could see each other all the time. They could be exposed to each other. And then I would release the other male and lure the other one with food. So after like 2 weeks of repeating this, and I would rotate them every day, they learned that as soon as I released the one male, they wouldn't even flare at each other. The other one would just swim right toward the breeding box because he knew he was going to get fed in there. So they would pass each other, and they stopped flaring at each other and ignoring each other. So it was an example of trying to do behavior modification, sort of like you would with a cat or a dog with training. So I would use positive reinforcement to shape their behavior. And it was really cool, but at the same time, I understand that is one of those things that, like, if other people try to recreate, this could end very badly. You can have the fish fight. Yeah. But it was one of my really like experience. I like to experiment, and I used to do that back in the day.
And you know, what you did was something that an experienced fish keeper should do, not somebody that is just new to the hobby and wants to see if they can do it.
See what happens.
You were doing something because you knew if it didn't work, you could stick them somewhere else.
Yeah, and they were always separated, so the other male was always in the breeder box.
Right.
So the only time they were together was for that like 2 seconds when they swap. Other than that, they were always separated.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It was a weird experiment. Would I do it again? I don't know. I am starting to get more and more interested in fish training.
Yeah, that's so
I've always wanted to get like a comic goldfish and have it like in a tank by itself, and where I would train and teach it tricks. Maybe in the future.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the Betta Olympics?
No. Oh my gosh.
So
really?
apparently the Betta Olympics exists. I don't know who started it, but it's a series of things you have to have your bettas do, and then they compete. Like you submit a video, and it's tricks like, you know, jumping through a hoop or like other stuff, and you compete to see who will win.
Wow, that's fun.
And people are training their bettas.
Sounds like fun. I'm gonna do that with mine now.
If all three of us had a Betta in the Olympics, do you think we would be on the same team or different teams?
Oh, that'd be cool if you could.
Wouldn't that be the neatest thing?
Do they get little leotards?
Oh
my god.
Do they win medals?
I don't know. I think it's more like at this point for like bragging rights. I would want to make. I just heard about it just so recently.
Yeah.
Because it was shared on TikTok, I think, and I was like, this is the coolest thing ever.
Fun.
I also noticed that people have been using a lot of female bettas because female bettas seem to be a little more like agile.
Oh, yeah, they're bringing it,
Do you have
huh?
anything to say,
I
Banana?
would think that it would not be the long fin. It would only be like the placats anyway.
Yeah,
So
that would
if,
get in
you
the
know,
way. Yeah, that would slow them down.
Yeah.
You know, they might have to ponytail it or
Yeah.
something, right?
That would be so interesting. I'm gonna get all my females together and start training them.
Do it just to be so you're ready.
Right.
Whenever they call you and say, Lisa, you're up.
Oh my!
we need you.
They just made me think of the synchronized swimming competition.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, that was so much fun.
Okay, are you guys ready for another question?
Okay,
Yes,
sure.
please.
Okay, this is for the 4 of us.
Okay.
So even Banana needs to get an answer, okay?
Oh,
this
she's
is from
She's like,
at the
what?
camera,
She's like,
like yes, yes,
I got
I'm
an
ready.
answer. Okay, so this is from Kind All Night. Question for you 4. What's your opinion on wild bettas? They endanger in the wild. Will we
Ooh.
dab into them in the future? Why or why not?
I guess I'll start. We'll just go this
Yeah,
way, maybe.
that's fine.
I like wild bettas because it encourages people to realize, because actually a lot of wild bettas are in a predicament because their natural habitat is being destroyed. People are just developing land and farms and stores and places, so their habitats are starting to really disappear. And the cool thing about us owning them in the hobby, and especially breeding them in captivity, not only does that in some ways conserve the fish, assuming that the lines are bred properly and that we're not mixing and the genetics are good. So I think that's good. It spreads awareness, gets everyone excited about that. The downside, I feel like, is that wild bettas are a little more tricky. For me personally, they haven't done really well in my water. My Chicago water is really hard.
Yeah.
I still have some Betta mahachaenses in my 12-gallon long, but I feel like after they live out their lives, I think I'll take a break from getting any more until I move and am able to get RO water and then be able to remineralize and really control the pH. And I think that will be a lot better for them because I feel like my water is just not the best. And I don't want to try to force my fish to live in water where they're not going to do really well.
Yeah.
I see Rob is just so excited, but Anna's like, no, I'm just going to go over here. Stranger danger, going to go to mom.
She's just the sweetest. Well, I personally have never owned a wild betta. I only have experience with the domestics, and I would like to get involved with the wild bettas just for my own personal purposes, not to sell or anything, because I am not experienced enough to be able to give people advice, and that's just me being honest. So as far as they go, I think that it would be awesome to have some and just get more involved with them. But like I said, I'm more experienced in the domestic bettas. I'll leave that up to her or you for now.
Well, the only experience I had was a single tank that I did get a group of mahachai from you, Kasia. They were beautiful. I love them. The
Nice.
colors are way more subdued. Short fins. They're not for everybody who loves the fancy bettas.
I think
I
they're
personally
beautiful.
love them.
Yeah.
I loved watching them together in one tank. That's not typically something I've ever done. And I know the rules are a little relaxed with the mahachai. But I love the tank, and I love creating a biotope that's very, moody and just specifically for them. So at some point, again, I really do want another mahachai tank. Subtle hint there, Kasia. I'll take
Kasia
another
breeds
tank.
more fish, please.
Maybe I know where to get them from then.
Right?
Because I love that natural, anything
Yeah.
like that. Because that's like how I do my discus tank. I don't.
Right. Well, yeah, you want to make them comfortable.
Yeah.
It looks natural. So, yeah, the more I think you wind up keeping fish and the more sometimes that you aquascape, you do want to branch out and say, yeah, you could do a flashy tank that's really just exactly what you want, or you can do something like what the fish is going to be most comfortable in and kind of matches. And then it's just, it's really cool. Yeah.
I agree.
You know what's a
definitely.
fun tip? If you ever set up in the future your first ever wild tank, do it in a place where at some point natural light shines through.
Yeah.
Because wild bettas, they don't look super cool with normal like aquarium lighting. When natural light hits them, that's where they really reflect the light, because they don't really like a lot of strong aquarium light, but they're used to natural light. because
See,
they really
that's-
like that, and they look beautiful.
And that's how I am with like my discus, because I have the santarums, the like browns with the red in it, and I keep it a dark water tank, and I don't use a lot of my light, you know,
Yeah.
the tank lights.
Right.
I just like regular light, and they're happier.
Yeah.
You know, betas don't like a lot of light and to be stressed out. So I agree with that, and you do get to see more of that.
The different colors.
natural
Yeah,
look.
little pops.
Yeah.
And
Love it.
it's not direct light, correct? I know that we have tanks. Some of my favorite tanks to watch are not the ones necessarily in the basement, because that's all you get. You have no windows.
Yeah.
So I do like the natural light, kind of like indirect, obviously. But like in our studio, in the morning, it's the best time to look at the tanks, because you just get totally different colors.
Yeah.
And then that's why we have tanks in like the kitchen,
Yeah.
and the dining room,
She does.
and the upstairs,
Yeah.
and the office.
But do you have one in the bathroom?
We did.
You did?
Yeah, we did.
I remember wanting to set up like a little rack in the bathroom, and John said, I draw the line.
Really?
I was like, please.
Keep working on it.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
was like, no.
No.
He built my beta room for
No.
me, put a wall up, a door, so I've got just an entire beta room. So
Yeah. Well, you just
That's
got to draw the
pretty
line
cool.
somewhere, I suppose.
oh my goodness.
Let's see.
Hello, everyone. Oh my gosh, we have so many people saying hello.
Do
I see Rico Stan is in here. That's one
Oh.
of my friends.
Yay.
Hi, Rico Stan. And Wendy Hamlet. She was here yesterday. We got to meet her. Oh,
Hi,
she
Edgar.
left early.
Oh, really? Oh.
Oh, I'm at the bottom. I'm not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sometimes I do that. Oh, hi, Wendy. Sorry you had to leave early, but it was really great meeting you. That was
Yeah.
so much
It's
fun.
You know, I don't know about you guys, but one of the highlights for me here is having somebody come up and say, like, when Delilah came up and she's like, Delilah, and I'm like, Delilah Critters! Because you see these people in your chat and you get to finally put a face with a name. And
Yeah.
it's the most awesome thing
It
ever.
really is.
Because, you know, you always see them saying hi to you and, you know, talking to you. And some will do super chats. And it's just like, it's so nice, you know, that people do these things. And then to be able to meet them in person and shake their hand and take selfies with them,
Uh-huh.
it feels so good, you know?
We're the ones out the camp.
I know.
Let
Me.
me get a picture with you.
Me all weekend. Let's take a selfie. Come here, let's take a selfie. Because they'll be like, "Can I take a picture with you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, my turn. Come on.
Yeah, come
I
on.
want a picture with you
Come
too." I love it.
Oh, so much fun.
It's so nice because even if you have your awesome audience online, it just you read the comments and they're really amazing and awesome, but there's just something about actually meeting people.
Yes.
And because we're sharing our stories, our aquariums, are you gonna just whine into the camera because I stopped petting you? Okay, I will pet you. Oh my gosh. So okay, we'll move this out of the way, but because we get to share our stories and everything with everyone, I want to hear everyone's stories too. I want to know like what kind of tank you
Yes.
have. I want to know like what adventures you have with your fish, what cool tips and tricks you have for me, because not only can you learn from me, but I can learn a ton from you too, because this community
Absolutely.
is all about sharing knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I don't even think somebody that went to school for, you know what I mean. You know, people that have so much knowledge, the scientists, the big educators, I think they're still learning.
Yeah.
People that have been in
You
the
can
hobby
always
for
learn.
50 years,
Yes.
they might not admit it, but they're still learning. I'm always learning.
Yeah.
Like I need to learn about wild betas, you know? I'm going to be honest, I don't know a whole lot. So, of course, I want to learn about that. And I think what's really cool is that when we're learning about something, we do these videos and we can share our experiences with you and you can learn with us. And I think that is a lot of fun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that lets people know, hey, we're human too. We had to start from somewhere.
Yeah. And
So-
even I love tips, like the little quick tips and the money saving tips. And
Oh,
it
yes.
never fails. Whenever I send something out, somebody will add in the chat something way better than mine. And I was like, no kidding.
Like Jason's talk at the last Aquashella. We're sitting there watching his talk, and I just remember saying, That is a great idea. Oh my gosh,
okay.
I have learned something from
Aw.
Jason's talk.
I'm gonna try to come closer.
Hello, ladies.
Daniel, you wanna come over here?
I
I might have Daniel take her just so she
go by
can.
Daddy.
Can you take her so she can rest?
So I saw a name in here. Where did it go? Audra Meyer.
Oh.
Hi, Audra Meyer.
Hi, Audra.
She is somebody that has got a lot of betas for me.
Loves betas, yeah.
She's amazing. And so has Eduardo. But yeah, you guys are so awesome. Thank you for joining us. It's a lot of fun. I wish all of you guys could be here with us and we could meet you too.
I know.
Yeah.
At future Aquashellas, I hope you guys at some point come and meet us.
Please come hang out with us.
Yeah.
We like having
Yeah.
friends.
Come and say hi.
This is really fun.
Definitely.
I don't know about you guys, but compared to Orlando, it's, I suppose, about the same size, but I know it's a lot easier to move around this one. The aisles are a little wider.
Right.
And kind of easier to move around, but really, really great turnout both
I
days.
think the building is just bigger.
Yeah, that could
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
But both places have been amazing.
be. Yeah.
The Orlando was just.
Oh, yeah. That
You
hotel
know.
was beautiful.
Yeah, all the live plants, I just love them. Here,
Yeah.
I was telling John, this place is great.
Yeah.
I love it. I can't even compare the two because they're kind of different, but they're both great.
Yeah.
You know, kind of excited about Houston. I don't know
Me too.
100% about going. I don't know about you guys. I'm not.
I know we're going.
I'm not
So far.
100%. I know John's 100%. I'm
Okay.
kind of.
You're on the fence right now?
I'm
You don't
kind
know?
of 50-50.
Uh-huh.
It just kind of depends.
Depends what okay. Yeah.
But I would love to. I know I would definitely love to.
They had a lot of fun activities. So we all three of us were we were included in the aquascaping contest.
Yeah.
That
Oh my
was
gosh, you have
fun.
to see the results.
Oh, are they?
I don't know
in?
when
Well,
they
people are voting.
So what
there's
do you
gonna
do?
be one person that wins, and there's gonna be a fan favorite.
Oh.
So I'm kind of hoping that they're gonna choose your sparkle rock as the
No.
fan
Okay.
favorite.
Mine is the least.
it's
Skate.
minimal. It's very don't knock your
It's
skate.
practical.
Do not-
Well, there are certain things I like to do in my scapes, and I wasn't able to get my hands on those things.
right.
So I went with the bare minimum. The bare minimum. It's the plantless scape.
Right. Well, part of it was almost like a treasure hunt,
Yes.
right? Trying to find like if you had like an
Yes.
idea what you wanted to do, but then you like you said, like I couldn't find what I was looking for, so
Right.
you go to plan B, plan C, plan D, and plan
And
E.
you have plants in yours now? I only saw the
No,
heart. You
I
didn't
just
do-
I was going to. I was gonna bring some duckweed because I thought it would
love
be funny.
duckweed.
That
She's
was-
got
I forgot,
duckweed.
though.
I've got lots of duckweed.
Lots of duckweed.
She was dying. She's like, yep, so much duckweed. I love it. And snails. Oh, you're so lucky. I was like, oh, too many snails.
Duckweed, ship it all to me. Ship it all
Not a
to
problem.
me. Throw all
It's
those
coming.
snails in there. Just throw them in there. She's got like, if you have a puffer, there you go.
That's true. That's true. I've never used microphones like this before, and I keep moving them around. 'Cause I'm like, this is so fun. I like playing with this.
I know. I've never
This is the
spoken into a
funnest.
microphone. It's really it's pretty fun.
This is what we use for our live streams.
Yeah, I always thought it would work way better than having a microphone way far away because
Well-
then you don't have to worry about because I normally am not a very loud talker. I don't think so. It's always like speak up, speak up.
The funny thing is, I forget about it.
Oh,
We've started streams, and I'm just sitting here ready to stream, and John's like, so do you want to pull your mic down? And I'm like, oh, yeah.
I just think it's so cool. I'm like, I feel fancy. I'm like, welcome to the podcast of something with Banana. By the way, just to clarify, I put her down there with Daniel just because I didn't want her to get stressed out. She really likes these events, but I want to be careful to not overwhelm her. You know, make sure she gets her rest. So she's got her little crate, and then she goes in there. She kind of chills. It's for the best.
all right.
Love
So
and chills.
here's something here from Trevor. I will be bringing the kids for sure Oh, maybe he's talking to Zen.
Oh.
Especially since it's Halloween weekend, glad they have stuff for the kids. So I wonder, in Dallas, since it is on Halloween weekend, if they're going to have anything particularly like, for the holiday.
Are you going to dress up?
Oh, you know what? Maybe I will come because I think it would be a lot of fun to hand out candy.
I would love to just dress up, like make it. Cause I used to like do cosplays back in the day. Like I used to go to anime like events and stuff. That could be. I could try to.
Right?
I wanted to dress up like a Betta fish. I just didn't finish it.
That would be a
There
natural,
could be
right?
a costume
Something
party,
sparkly.
like a costume contest.
You would not have to force my arm to wear something sparkly.
How cool would that be? A kids costume contest.
Yeah.
But
You
can I
would,
do it? I'm not a
right?
kid. I want to dress up.
Okay, there
And
could
then
be
all the vendors would have candy, sort of thing. They could
Yeah.
actually treat it like Halloween. I don't know.
That sounds
Just,
like fun.
Aquashella, are you listening? All these great
Yeah.
tips. You're welcome.
Yep. We're helping you out
Yeah.
here. So we did something different this last time too with the drawing. Yesterday was a lot of fun. Handing out, the drawing at the YouTube booth. I guess we had like six people won prizes, and today there's going to be another probably 6 or 8 prizes.
Nice.
So if there are people here listening that are actually here, make sure you get your tickets so that you can win a prize.
How much is the ticket, Lisa?
It's free. Our tickets at the YouTube booth are free because we want to be able to give back to you guys, the people that are watching, that come to see us, and we've got lots of prizes from people that have donated, people that have websites, YouTubers that have donated shirts, and just fun stuff, and we just want to give back.
Thank you for organizing it.
It was the first time. I mean, I've never done anything like this, but I just thought it'd be something a little extra fun.
Yeah.
It's really
Great
nice.
idea.
I think
Love it.
it's a really nice thing. We always want to try to do nice things for you guys, hopefully, because you guys are really nice to us. So
Thank you. I think everything has turned out really great. If you come, you get donuts and coffee in the morning too.
That's right. The early birds and the
VIPs get
VIPs.
to
That's
feed
right.
you.
Yes,
we
donuts
talk
and
to you
coffee.
and we feed you
Awesome.
snacks.
So you got any questions?
Oh, all right. So I've got a question because we get this question all the time.
Okay.
All right. You have one Betta. What is the minimum tank size for a single Betta?
If you only have one, I think it would be nice to just put them in a 10-gallon if you could. So I do a variety of things. Like I'll jar my fish too when I breed them, so they go in 1-gallon jars, and they've done well in that situation because I've had a lot of experience. I've lost a couple in the past. I have to learn how to really maintain my water. But if you have just one pet fish, why not go extra?
Yeah.
Why put them in the smallest thing? So I like 10 because 10 is not like overwhelming, especially if you get the long-finned males. You don't giving them a lot of room can work for some long-finned males, but some will just get exhausted. So like happy tank size would be a 10. Or a 20-gallon long is cool because the length is kind of nice. So if you can, give your fish the best you can.
I agree. I know that I would never, ever, ever want to do something under a 5, and I'm gonna explain where I'm going with this. I would say a 10 too, and I usually leave the water down a little low, so it's probably more like a 8.
Okay.
Just because I like to, so they don't have to swim up too far, But a 5, if I had to do a 5, it would be with barely nothing in it. So it's a definite 5-gallon. Like have the leaves, the leaf hammocks, so they have something to rest on. A couple moss balls, but not heavily planted 5-gallon because it makes it more of a 5-gallon, like all water. Because if you do too much, it's more like a 2-gallon.
Right.
I don't know. That's just my opinion, but I would definitely like for a 10-gallon that I would bring the water down a little bit for if it's heavily planted and everything, then that's okay because they have a lot of room still to swim around.
Right.
But yeah, I don't think if you scape a 5-gallon the right way, it's not bad if it's just one Betta with no tank mates. But a 10-gallon, I think is better. That's my opinion. But I think, and like with your jarring thing you were talking about, I don't know about you, but I get comments, because we sell betas. It's a temporary
I have to repeat
situation.
myself every video. I have to let people know.
People that breed betas at Jarum, temporary. This is how breeders do it. It's not a permanent situation. So
Yeah. It's kind of like when you take your dog to the vet, and then your dog's at the vet for like a surgery, and they put it in that little kennel for like before the surgery and then after the surgery, and maybe it has to be there a little longer because you're going on a vacation and you're leaving your dog in the kennel to be taken care of. Like, they're in there temporarily. Just because they can be in there doesn't mean you have to keep them in there.
Yes,
I do think little tanks are doable. I actually think they make great retirement tanks. So I have this idea for a while. If you have an aging Betta, sometimes an aging Betta will do just fine living its entire life in the same tank. But I did notice that sometimes males, as they start to age, especially the longfin ones, everything becomes more difficult for them. And then putting them in a smaller tank sometimes helps. I actually did that to one of the males that I got from Ben Bettas I think 3 years ago. I had him in a 20-gallon tall. He had a bunch of space. He was with other fish. And then he started to get stressed out because there was just too much activity for the old dude. And then he actually started to pine cone, and I was like, oh no.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, is he gonna die? Oh no. I put him in the 1-gallon jar with my other fish and just left him alone. Like, I carted him and gave him quiet time for a week. He actually recovered.
That's
and he's
amazing.
doing well. He just needed quiet time. So he's jarred for now, and then I'm planning on probably setting up like a 2.5 gallon for him, because I feel like that would be like a good size.
Yeah, because some of them don't want a lot of space. They get stressed out from having too much.
Yeah.
I find that their personalities are so different. Some of them do way better when you put them in a smaller tank, and other ones you just watch them, because we used to have 2.5. We had a line of 2.5 gallons, which you'd think, oh, that's great, you can have 10, whatever. The longer I keep fish, the longer I keep Bettas, the larger the tank that I want to see them in, because you may say, oh, I can have a lot that way. It's not really fun for them. They don't have a whole lot of area to swim around, and it's not really fun for you to watch your fish just go like that far. It's no fun. So I love the 12-gallon long, the bookshelf tank for a Betta. I love that. I do like cubes generally, but now I just really like Flip is selling that cube tank, the 10-gallon 10, and it's like the 10-gallon 10, the 10-gallon cube, and it's kind of lower so that they don't have a whole lot of space to go up to go to the top of the water.
Like
and
a frag
I'm like
tank.
looking at that. Yes.
Oh my gosh, the coolest thing ever would be a huge frag tank.
Oh yeah,
that's
low
this
boys.
tall. Yes.
Betcha.
And have it heavily planted all throughout.
And you could look down at it. You can look. I think that's.
And have a beta sorority.
Yes.
Oh, that would be amazing. That would be my dream, is to have this huge frag tank, low boy, whatever you want to call it, heavily planted with a beta sorority. That would be amazing.
That would be so nice, because that would give them like a really large footprint of territory.
And a similar-ish, natural environment, similar-ish. Not exactly, but I think that would make them the happiest.
Yes.
Because one of the things that I have found, I've mentioned this before, but my 125. Are we done?
No, whenever.
Oh wow!
We're getting signals. We're like, oh no.
They're kind of going like this.
Too much fun chatting.
Oh, we gotta go.
We got in trouble. We gotta go.
There's other really lovely people that are going to have really awesome live streams, so we gotta make. Even though we love chatting and we can talk about Bettas forever,
we're gonna just keep talking.
Yeah, we have to let them also have their time to talk, because they're gonna have there's gonna be some cool talks. So if you're kind of hanging out, you're not at Aquashella, stay on the Aquashella channel.
Yeah, we just keep getting this. Everybody keeps doing this.
Don't listen to the guy in the prime time.
We're just talking way too much, so
we're just having
All
fun.
right.
We hope you guys have enjoyed, all of these live streams. You have a wonderful rest of your day, and don't forget to check out all the other live streams from Aquashella.
Thank you.